Ladies and gentlemen, thanks for joining us. Let's begin straight away with our bullet points. Cameroon and Turkey continue to reinforce their parliamentary and diplomatic relations as high-level officials from both countries meet to discuss avenues for collaboration. The engagement highlights ongoing efforts to strengthen bilateral ties and promote mutual understanding between the two nations' legislative bodies. Under the theme, the book Facing Artificial Intelligence, the Yaoundé International Book Fair is ongoing at the Yaoundé National Museum, which brought together authors, publishers, and readers to examine how literature can adapt in the era of AI. The event aims to explore the balance between traditional storytelling and emerging technologies shaping the future of books. And we shall be taking the tour out of the country, where a parliament in Senegal has passed a new law strengthening penalties for same-sex relations. The legislative, adopted by a large majority in the National Assembly, increases the prison sentence from 1 to 5 years to 5 to 10 years. These stories and more will be yours in it. Thanks once more for joining us. As you heard in one of our lead stories, the Speaker of the National Assembly, the Right Honorable Kaba Yege Jibril, granted an audience to the Turkish ambassador to Cameroon, His Excellency Volkan Özkeeper, at his cabinet this Thursday, March 12, 2026. The meeting was a follow-up to the Speaker's recent visit to Turkey, where he held a parliamentary delegation to strengthen ties between the two nations. Elise Yanda and Bertrand Tita were present and brought back the full report.
During the audience, His Excellency Volkan Özkeeper expressed his delight at the warm reception accorded him by the Speaker, saying the visit was aimed at consolidating the gains made during the recent visit to Turkey.
Very happy that today's meeting was a very fruitful one. The National Assembly was recently in Istanbul. I just wanted to follow up on his visit because we have already spoken once he returned from Istanbul. I have already heard that his visit was a very successful one, and I wanted to see him personally as well to follow up on his visit.
The ambassador emphasized that the meeting was an opportunity to further tighten parliamentary relations between Turkey and Cameroon, with a view to improving cooperation between the two countries in various areas.
Discuss with him what we can do together, both to forward the relations between this embassy and the National Assembly, also to see what we can do in terms of deepening the parliamentarian ties between our two countries.
He noted that Cameroon and Turkey enjoy a cordial relationship in many sectors, and there is a need to improve cooperation in other areas.
Areas of cooperation, but mostly we discussed what we can do in terms of deepening the engagements between our parliamentarians. As such, I'm happy to announce that the Speaker of the National Assembly already instructed the friendship group of the Cameroonian National Assembly to pay a visit to their Turkish counterparts in Ankara and Istanbul.
Discussions between the two personalities centered on ways to enhance parliamentary diplomacy, trade and economic cooperation between Cameroon and Turkey. The meeting was characterized by a spirit of cordiality and mutual respect, with both sides expressing their commitment to working together for the mutual benefit of both nations. The Speaker of the National Assembly and the Ambassador of Turkey to Cameroon agreed to continue the dialogue and cooperation between their respective institutions with a view to strengthening the ties between Cameroon and Turkey.
Members of the National Commission for the Evaluation of Training Provided Abroad have met in Yaoundé to review the results of the 118th and 119th ordinary sessions of the Commission. From the files evaluated, the Commission members noted with satisfaction a drop in the numbers of fake certificates submitted. In the following report by Promise Akante and Elise Yanda.
25 fake certificates have been detected by the members of the National Commission for the Evaluation of Training Programs Provided Abroad, with the reasons for the rejection ranging from online training not approved by MINISUP, off-site training not approved, non-certificate training, to basic diploma not authentic, among others. From a total of 3,247 files submitted online, the officials say the digitalization of the system greatly contributed to a higher number of applications and lower number of fakes.
And at the level of the sub-commissions, 3 sub-commissions, we evaluated the authenticity of these certificates. And of course, we realized that we rejected some. We approved about 3,195, which will probably change at this stage, because it's the commission that gives the final. It's the National Commission that gives the final say. We had this time 25 fake certificates out of 3,247. You agree with me that it is a plus for MINISUP, because I think the digitalization of the system has actually helped us, because students will not want to upload fake certificates on the platform. So I think that has helped us. That represents about 0.7% of the files that we treated, which is...
The files submitted for validation come from both job seekers and workers seeking reclassification by the Ministry of Public Service and the Administrative Reforms, with proofs of further studies.
Yes, job seekers, because they need, and then for others who want to be reclassified. Because if you have to be reclassified, you have to prove that you have advanced in your studies. For example, if you were admitted, if you were recruited with the first degree, and then you went abroad and studied and came back with a master's degree or a PhD degree, we have to evaluate to see if it's authentic. And if it's authentic, give you an equivalence which can be presented at the level of the Ministry of Public Service and Administrative Reforms, and then they can re-evaluate and reclassify you based on your qualification.
It should be recalled that the evaluation of training programs offered abroad by the Ministry of Higher Education is part of a procedure involving request for equivalence, with a free form available at the Ministry of Higher Education and on their website, authentication by the competent services, examination by the National Commission for the Evaluation of Training Programs offered abroad, issue of equivalence. The attestation of recognition is issued with prior authorization from the Minister of State, Minister of Higher Education, Chancellor of Academic Orders.
Let's now take you over to Bamenda, where the Mile 19 Chomba Road is undergoing a significant transformation as community members join hands with the Bamenda City Council to rehabilitate the stretch ahead of the 2026 Chomba Cultural Festival. The initiative, driven largely by contributions from community members, aims to open up the area by constructing wider motorable roads beginning from the Bamenda, Nigeria highway. Bertrand Tita in the following report.
Speaking on site, the contractor, a member of the Bamenda City Council technical team, said similar works have been ongoing for close to 2 months across several communities in the northwest region.
We say this year is our year of catch-up. We have been working for close to 2 months now. We have worked in Gomgang, and the people of Gomgang, they are very happy. Now we are now in Batu, Chongwa and Songwa, and we are still going to other communities. We will extend this work to other communities, other stretch of road in the Bamenda municipality.
Another member of the council team outlined the technical scope of the project. He noted that the stretch from the entrance to Chomba covers approximately 3.5 kilometers, forming part of a broader 1.8 kilometer network linking several villages including Mulasamba, Chomba and Songwa.
See, what they are doing now is mise en forme. You understand now? From here now we have to recharge Because we still have to scarify and recharge. From recharging, you have to remove gutters, drainage, and so on. Then there are culverts we still have to maintain at certain points.
Traditional authorities have welcomed the project and called for greater collaboration from residents. Notables of the Nchomba Palace urged the population to support the works and contribute to the success of the initiative.
We know, I just want to call our population to know that there is no development without destruction, and this kind of destruction is what everybody should wish to have. And I'm also calling on the population to come together, assist, put their resources, seeing to it that the workers, they have water to drink, food to eat, and best accommodation.
Residents of Chomba, Mbatu and Songwa in Bamenda 2 subdivision see the project as a renewed sense of community participation in development, preparing the area to receive visitors expected for the upcoming Chomba Cultural Festival this year.
It's a very nice work. It's very nice work because the road, now like this, the road is bad. But when they are walking like this, it's good. It's very nice.
The project is expected to boost economic activity, reduce transport fares, and improve the overall quality of life for residents. As the Bamenda City Council continues to work on the road, community members are optimistic about the positive impact it will have on their lives.
From March 11th to 14th, 2026, the Yaoundé National Museum is hosting the International Book Fair, gathering authors, publishers, and book lovers to confront a pressing question: can literature survive the rise of artificial intelligence? Under the theme, The Book Facing Artificial Intelligence, this year's event promises to explore the intersection between or among tradition and technology. Melanimbo and Elise Yanda.
The rise of artificial intelligence has brought about significant changes in various industries, and the world of books is no exception. While some see artificial intelligence as a threat to the traditional publishing industry, others believe it presents opportunities for growth and innovation. I prefer physical books because on digital platforms, you can't underline words. However, with a physical book, you can easily underline a word, fold the page that you have stopped at a certain page to find it later. Despite the convenience of digital platforms, many are concerned about declining interest in reading among young people.
La jeunesse est plus attachée.
So the youth are more attached to phones now and are abandoning books. Our fight is to bring them back to reading. Everything is easy with artificial intelligence. On the other hand, with books, it leads to learning. Repeat, formulating sentences better and getting cultured.
Se cultiver en fait.
Many remain passionate about books, and publishers are adapting to the changing landscape. There are people interested in books, and it also depends on the theme. It depends, for example, with our theme we have readers. It's about continuing to produce physical books and going to clients and being able to continue. As the industry evolves, it's clear that artificial intelligence can be a valuable tool for writers, authors, and publishers. The key is to strike a balance between tradition and innovation. While artificial intelligence can bring improvement and revolutionize the literary world, it can replace human creativity or intellectual work. Some areas will embrace modernization. When we talk about artificial intelligence, it means that even though writing is a product of the human mind, authors are creators, and we need to adapt to new technologies, including artificial intelligence. However, we should not forget that artificial intelligence is here to bring improvement and revolutionize the literary world for writers, authors, and publishers. But I also say that artificial intelligence cannot replace human creativity or intellectual work. The future of books in the age of artificial intelligence will depend on the industry's ability to adapt and innovate. By embracing new technologies while preserving the unique experience of physical books, publishers can ensure that reading remains a vibrant and relevant part of our culture.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're just joining us, it is the 6 p.m. news over Camdis Television. As you heard in one of our lead stories beyond our borders in Senegal, to tighten its stance on same-sex relations, lawmakers in Senegal have approved legislation that significantly increases prison terms and financial penalties linked to such acts and related advocacy. The measure, introduced by Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko, now awaits the endorsement of President Bassirou Diomaye Faye before becoming law. Second stop will be in Congo and then Libya. These stories are compiled in the following report. Parliament in Senegal has passed a new law strengthening penalties for same-sex relations. The legislation, adopted by a large majority in the National Assembly, increases the prison sentence from 1 to 5 years to 5 to 10 years and introduces heavier fines as well as punishments for anyone accused of promoting or financing such relationships. The bill, presented by Prime Minister Ousmane Sonko, still requires the approval and signature of President Bassirou Diomaye Faye before it can officially come into force. The decision comes amid growing debate in the countries over LGBTQ rights and social values. As Republic of the Congo prepares for its presidential election this Sunday, campaign posters and banners have covered the streets calling on about 2.6 million registered voters to participate in the vote. Despite the intense campaign atmosphere, many citizens remain indifferent, pointing to ongoing economic struggles such as high youth unemployment and low living standards in the oil-producing nation of roughly 6 million people. Incumbent President Denis Sassou Nguesso, in power since 1997, is widely viewed as the front-runner among the 7 candidates, while observers say voter turnout will likely be the key factor in determining the perceived credibility of the election. In a move aimed at boosting government efficiency, Abdulhamid Dbeibah, a Prime Minister of Libya, announced a reshuffle of his UN-backed cabinet, replacing about 10 of the 27 ministers while retaining control of the defense and foreign affairs portfolio. The reorganization seeks to ease regional tensions and improve the delivery of public services in a country still struggling with political divisions since the fall of Muammar Gaddafi in 2011. Libya remains split between the Tripoli-based administration led by Dbeibah and a rival authority in the east linked to military commander Khalifa Haftar as the government works to restore stability and strengthen state performance. Ladies and gentlemen, we have come to the end of our 6 p.m. news over Camdis Television. It was a pleasure staying with you, but do not go nowhere. Up next is Selak Chu, a presentation of Tabby Clarkson. Good evening.
Traditionnel de Sa Majesté Eric Anissé Sombekani. Ça se passe ici. Vraiment, mesdames et messieurs, soyez curieux. Observez, regardez avec beaucoup d'attention. Vous allez vivre des choses particulières. Et ça se passe seulement ici, à Charleroi. Dans quelques instants seulement, vous allez vivre ces grands moments.
Qui va entrer? Non.
passe ici.
Fait son bonhomme de chemin.